Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, at a time when every day, including today's newspaper stories, tell us how wildly unpopular politicians are, you just saw one more example of why Governor Beebe's approval rating hovers around 70%. This reminded me of one time Dale Bumpers and I dedicated a bridge near Heber Springs, near Greer's Ferry, that had blown down in a tornado, and it was over 95 degrees everywhere, and we were standing on the bridge and the concrete was reflecting the heat. So it was about 110 and people were dropping like flies, and I said, Dale, I'll bet you 20 bucks I give a shorter speech than you do. He said, you're wrong. He spoke for 45 seconds. Unfortunately, he spoke first. I still won the $20 and never lost the county again. Senator Lincoln, thank you for your support. First Lady Ginger Beebe, thank you. I want to thank John Fernandez and everybody in the Commerce Department, beginning with Secretary Locke, who called me when this was approved, who support community economic development. Sam Spearman, thank you, and I want to thank Pedro Garza in his absence. I've known him a very, very long time, and he supported this project from the beginning. The governor and the Arkansas legislature put money into this, and we're grateful to them. And I want to thank ArcelorMittal for donating about $300,000 worth of raw steel to be used in this project. Mayor Stodola and the Little Rock Board of Directors, Mayor Hayes and North Little Rock Board of Directors, City Council, Judge Valance, thank you. Steve Bentley and the Close the Loop Task Force, they're pretty happy today. The Little Rock Advertising and Promotion Commission, and I want to thank all the private donors who gave money to this, especially Jerry Jones and Axiom. Thank you so much for your generous contribution here to make it possible for us to finish. Colson Foundation and others gave us some money to make sure the numbers work. And I thank you, Dean, for recognizing Bruce Lindsay, Stephanie Street, our staff and volunteers. They have supported this all along. And I also want to thank Dean Caprice. He and his family have been friends of mine a long time. If we hadn't put this library in Little Rock, it would have brought them all to an early end. There was never any real question that it would go here. I'd also like to thank the people from around the country and around the world who contributed about $180 million of the money that we raised for this project, many of whom have come to Arkansas for the first time. I got a note when I got back to the apartment late last night from a friend of mine from Chicago who had driven down here with his wife just to look at it, and he was telling me how proud he was that he had been a small part of this. So thank you all. This Presidential Center has meant a lot to me, but we always knew it wouldn't be complete unless this bridge were turned into a walking and bike path that connected the loop here in Little Rock and also in North Little Rock, and gave us a chance to brand this urban area to ourselves and to the rest of America and the world. If we do this bridge right, there will be no city in America that will have a more defining landmark. And I was glad that the governor emphasized, and the dean emphasized, and that John emphasized the community nature of this. You know, I spent a lot of my life in Arkansas and in Washington trying to help people create opportunity where they live. I never thought people should have to leave home to start a business, find a job, make a living, raise their kids. It's a particular struggle in the United States today, but I am convinced that if we really are focused on building the economy from the ground up, we can do it everywhere. And the evidence is all around us. Basically, what we're doing is taking our assets here and reimagining them in a way that will make people want to come here, make people want to spend money here, make people want to live here, and make living better. On the way out, I told Dean that in New York City, a place we think of as being able to attract money from everywhere in the world, the most exciting project they've done in the last few years that has helped to overcome the negative impacts on the city of the financial meltdown is to rehabilitate 8 long city blocks of an old rail line which used to provide elevated commercial rail traffic in New York City as late as 1980. And some of you have walked on that. It is stunning. Imagine what it will be like when this whole project is completed here. And I think that's why the EDA is so important. I think that's why community development is so important. I think that's why the New Markets Initiative, which I passed in my last year as president, which provides incentives for people to invest in small communities, rural areas, underserved areas, is so important. And when they were trying to pass that stimulus bill, Senator Lincoln got $3 billion for America put into those kind of communities, and Arkansas has gotten $125 million of it. That will create jobs where people live. We can't tell people they have to move to make a living. We can't do that. And so I just want all of you to think about this. This will be fun when it's done. It'll be exciting, but it will also prove that the people who live here imagined a better future and made it happen. And so, most of all, I'm grateful to all of you. Thank you very much.
Ladies.
1, 2, 3.
You notice they had to soften the dirt. We're all together.
And we'll get them to you. We're done. Yep.